The Danish Girl was directed by Tom Hooper and stars Redmayne and Alicia Vikander. This movie is about a guy played by Redmayne who is married to Alicia Vikander, and they're both painters, and one day she asks him to model as a woman, and then over time he realizes that he wants to become a woman, and this is about one of the first transgender surgeries, and that's it. This movie has been getting a lot of Oscar buzz around it because it's directed by Tom Hooper, like I just said. He's the guy who directed The King's Speech and Les Mis, two films I clearly like. I like both of these films very much. And it stars Redmayne, who just won the Oscar for The Fury of Everything, a film I really liked, and I really liked that performance. And Alicia Vikander has been on fire. I mean, she was just in Ex Machina as Ava. She is currently one of my favorite actresses working today, and she's going to be in the next Bourne film, so I'm excited that more people are going to get to know her. I wasn't really that interested in this film because of all the... it looked like an Oscar-baity film, especially with this time, with the whole transgender movement, and I just want to come off by saying this right now. I am not a homophobe. I'm not against anyone who wants to change their genders. I'm not against anyone who wants to be gay. Let people be who they want to be. So, overall, did I like the movie? I personally didn't like this film. I'm not saying it's terrible, but it's not that good of a film. In my opinion, it isn't. I just didn't care for it personally. If you're someone who wants to see this movie, you should definitely check it out. And if you're someone who wants to see all the Oscar films, you should definitely consider watching this. So what did I like about the film? The production design is gorgeous. As usual, Tom Hooper has a good sense of style for the decade he likes to set his films in. The King's Speech and Les Mis both had excellent production design. This film, I felt like I was in the decade that it took place in, and the costumes, too, were beautiful. And the cinematography, of course, is gorgeous. I mean, Tom Hooper, generally has his angles where he's like, someone's at the low corner of this, I hope I'm in the shot, like in the far bottom corner. So yeah, the cinematography, production design, and costumes were definitely my favorite things about this film. How was the direction? I think this is Tom Hooper's weakest film. Out of all the films I've seen, because this, Les Mis, and King's Speech are the only films of his that I've seen, I would say this is the weakest one that he's directed, for sure. The pacing, this was a slow-paced film in my opinion. It wasn't that engaging. There were, like, maybe 2 moments that were fast-paced, but everything else was just slow burn, and I get it, that's built in character development, but also the biggest problem was that I just wasn't connected to the characters. I didn't really care about anyone in this movie except for Alicia Vikander, and I'll get to her in a bit. But the characters in this movie just came off as kind of cliche, and I just didn't care about them at all. And the story, they try to make it compelling, but they expect me to be compelled by it, and I wasn't compelled by it whatsoever. So let's get to the performances, shall we? Let's start with Alicia Vikander. Alicia Vikander was fantastic here. She was my favorite aspect of the entire film. I really, really loved this performance, and I know for a fact that she will get nominated for an Oscar. I'll be happy because you know what? This is a great year for her with this and Ex Machina. I am very proud of Alicia Vikander, and this performance was beautiful. I felt so bad for her character because her husband now wants to become a woman, and now she's going to lose the guy who she thought that she was going to spend the rest of her life with. The supporting cast did fine. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. I'm not going to say who specifically, but some of them just didn't come off that very strong. And now let's get to Redmayne. Now, for people who know me, people should know that I'm not really the biggest fan of this guy. I did love his performance in The Fury of Everything, even though I still wanted Michael Keaton to win the Oscar. Him in this movie, he didn't work for me at all. He was over the top. He was talking like the Jupiter Ascending voice when he was both a man and a woman, and it annoyed me, and I didn't care about his character at all. His character just really annoyed me. I wasn't engaged by his character, and honestly, when the movie ended, I was just like, I didn't care about him / her, and I don't know. I just didn't think Redmayne did that great of a job, and I don't know why people wanted to get nominated. As long as he doesn't win, that's all that matters, because I want Leo to win for The Revenant, or if Leo doesn't win, I would give the award to Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs. But Redmayne does not deserve the praise he's been getting, in my opinion. Like, if you liked him, sure, I mean, if anyone says that this performance is better than The Fear of Everything, then there's something wrong, because this performance isn't as intelligent as his performance in The Fear of Everything, and I'm being completely honest. Like, his performance in that movie was so much stronger than his performance in this movie. So yeah, I did not care for him in this movie. I wanted to, but I didn't. So overall, The Danish Girl to me was not that strong of a film. I didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't like it that much either. If you're interested in seeing this, you should definitely try to check it out, but don't pay full price. I would say go at matinee. The Danish Girl gets a C minus. Guys, tell me about what you thought of this movie. If you've seen it, do you think Eddie Redmayne will win the Oscar once again? And what did you think of Alicia Vikander in this film? Thank you so much for watching this review, and I'll see you guys soon.